Welcome back. We have another set of the question based on the store procedure, which is most of the time in the company asked during the interview, and this is a very repeatable question the interviewer asked during the interview. So basically, the question is saying that develop a store procedure based on the below requirement. So whenever you attend the interview, and you definitely you will get some complex or moderate level question based on the certain requirement. We have some certain condition, so interviewer will ask you the question, so you able to solve that question or not. So I will be discussing. So if you able to solve this type of the question, you have definitely you have the idea like how you can implement like the in the real time, or how you can solve the user problem. So the question is develop a store procedure based on the below requirement. The requirement first is the input parameter is the gender, and must pass the single value. If user pass multiple value or null or empty value, then will be validate the store procedure and throw an error. Like if any of the user is passing m comma f, okay, or input parameter is or null, like in the proc, so it will be validate, and you need to be raise the error. So there is no output will be display, so user can aware that I pass whatever the value which is the incorrect. So I'm taking one of the table example here from the data warehouse. So I have one table, you can see select star from dim customer. Okay, so let me put this into the different window. So in this table we have a column called the total children. So the second requirement is based on the total children. If total children column value is greater than or equal to 3, okay, so if value is greater than or equal to 3, need to be update yearly income with the double. So whatever the yearly income, for example, this employee we have yearly income 60,000, you need to be marked as the 60 into 1,20,000 for the if I pass the male employee or I pass the female employee. Okay, so and also you need to be displaying the output with the previous yearly income, like what was the original value and what is the updated value. So this interview question will cover 3 points. First one is the parameter validation. Okay, parameter validation, and the second one is the is also covered that how you can display the output. Okay, how display output to validate the changes. Okay, like what changes is done, it is the correct or not, because the client they can review the output based on the whatever the data you got updated. So let's start with the solve this question. So first I'm creating the procedure with the gender column. Okay, so first you need to create the procedure based on the gender column. So you can write the create procedure name, you can give any type of the name. DBO is the basically best practice for the schema, and gender is the my input parameter, which is the always given in the requirement section. And what you need to do, you need to be first validate that if there is any input parameter invalid like null or the multiple value or empty value is passed, in that situation you need to be validate. Okay, so first I am validating with the null value, and second I will validate if the multiple value is passed. Okay, so already I discussed in the last lecture as well, so how you can validate for the multiple value is passed. But if you can use the is function. Okay, is function is basically used to if any of the value is the empty or the gender if the empty or the null value, they can validate that and they can begin and print the error message null or empty, or you can print some type of the please pass must the either M or F, so user can understand. Okay, now we have the next with a validate multiple value. So we already always have the care index. So if any value is greater than 0, we have the comma in this particular value. So again you need to be print error, invalid parameter, please must pass the single value. Now this area is covered. Okay, so this area is covered, part 1. Now coming to the part 2, if total children value is greater than equal to 3, then update the yearly income. So whatever the value is supplied, either male or female, we can hold all the value into the one temporary table and based on the requirement. Okay, so I am creating one temporary table. So to save the time, I have already created. So you can see I am creating one temporary table with the ID, identity, customer key, yearly income, and total children. So ID is not required, but I created, and we can hold all the record which is need to be updated, like gender, whatever the value is passed from this input parameter here, and the condition is saying that we need to be always update which is the equal to or greater than 3. So I am putting here the total children is greater than equal to 3. So all record will be hold in this temporary table, and we create the cluster index, so the performance will be increased. Now the next step saying that you need to mark as the double. Okay, so you can mark as the double whatever we have the equal to 3 children. So for this you need to be write the update statement. So you can write the update dim customer and join with the temporary table. So whatever the record is available in this table, that data is updating, and 2 into yearly income for the temporary table. Now third question is saying that display in the output with the previous yearly income and updated yearly income. So previous value we already have stored into this temporary table, and new updated value will be hold into the main table. So if you join with the temp table to main table, okay, and you can display the output. Okay, so now you can insert here, select customer key, T dot yearly income. You can give the meaningful alias name of this table, column name like previous yearly income, and D dot, D is nothing but the dim customer. Okay, so newly updated record. Okay, and we total children also. So now if you want to run this part of the code, okay, if you want to install first this store procedure, and then we can run this procedure. Okay, so now I install this procedure. Now my next step to run this procedure, I'm going to run this procedure in the different window. Okay, you can run also in the same window if I pass the gender is equal to null. Okay, or if you pass the empty, then it will throw an error that please error null value is the invalid parameter, must pass the either M or F. If you pass with the multiple value at a time like M, comma F, okay, so it will also throw an error, must supply the single value. Okay, so you can see error is coming, must pass the single value. So if you pass the only M, okay, so it will update the male employee for the all the record. So you can see in the output is also we getting 2961 record is updated, and if you can see total children which is always 3 or greater than 3, that record is updating, not other than record. You can also validate from the table. If you go to the table here, and you can see whatever the male you can see gender is equal to male, and the children is 3, so it updated is 1,20,000. Okay, so first we need to, when we develop or when you solve the any problem related to store procedure, always you can go with the line by line the requirement, and this will be very helpful to you crack any interview, and also you can achieve the goal into the real time when you start working. So thank you so much. We'll meet again in next lecture with the new and interesting question. Dhanyawad.